everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Smash Dispatch. As always, I have with me my teammate and co-host Ultima.
Hello.
How you guys doing? And today, this week, we are going to be talking about, I know we sound a little tired, but it's the morning, but today we're going to be talking about all the latest Sakurai stuff that we got from his column. I think there's a lot to dissect in it, and we're kind of going to discuss a bit of what he said about the Fighter Pass, and specifically discuss the future Smash, because we've done a discussion before where we talked about Smash Ultimates 2020, you know, like before they even announced Fighter Pass 2, but this one's going to be looking further beyond that, what happens beyond this game and stuff. I think it's going to lead to a very fun topic. So Ultima, do you want to read us this thread, or should I?
Yeah, so this is by Push Dustin over on Twitter, and he's been doing translations for like the Sakurai columns for like a long time, so like definitely please check him out. But anyways, the most recent Sakurai column was called My Role, and basically he starts it off by saying, you know, as people know, we got 6 extra fighters, and they're gonna have music and stages, but once those are out, that's gonna be it for Smash Ultimate. So starting off, I feel like, I don't know, like, I'm kind of like 50-50 on if I'm surprised or not, because like on one hand, 6 including stages and music, like 6 fighters, that's a lot, because obviously that's more than the last pass, and that's more obviously than Smash 4. But I think a lot of people felt like this was gonna, and this was something we'll discuss later, a lot of people that I've talked to felt like Ultimate was just gonna be the Smash game for like years and years and years, and then just slowly they'll add more stuff, like you know, let's say 2021 they add like 1 fighter, 1 or 2 you know, just like a slow burn of content after the Fighters Pass. So it's kind of surprising that they're stopping after Fighter Pass 2 for me, but also it's like, I can see them stopping after 2, because 6 is a ton.
Like, because not just that, like, we know, like, because of a few things. One, that we know that it's by the end of 2021, right? Like, it's like, if it was by the end of, if it was like another one where it was like, ends by February next year, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe there is a chance for some more. But the fact that they're like, it's by end of 2021 tells me, like, think about it, by that point, the game will be, what, 3 years old? Yeah, 3 years old, and the Switch will be 4, and then what, like 2-3 years later, we're probably gonna get like whatever the sequel to Switch is. And I just think, I don't know, I just think I'm with them that I think it is the last one. And again, maybe it's the last one for this version, because we'll get into what the future is, but like, if they port it and maybe they want to add more stuff later, that's different. But I do think that's, especially because Nintendo isn't one to make ultimate packages with everything in it until like a next, like, it's like right now you can't get it.
Even for Smash 4, I mean, okay, well, it's different for Smash 4 because the Wii U was such a flop. They probably just wanted to say, you know, screw it and move on. But I like any other company, like they would have definitely done like Smash 4 like Plus or Deluxe, and they would have, here's all the DLC, maybe like add 2 characters and resell the game, you know.
Exactly. Like, I think an additional, because what, like the first one's $25, and this one's another 20. Is it $20 again, or is it 25?
Yeah, it's 20 again, actually, which is, or it might be 22 or something. Yeah, I can.
Either way, like, basically an extra $50. I think if you go for a third pass and you make it 75, that could be like a little much as an extra ask. Obviously the fans will pay, but I think I think to someone who isn't like into Smash culture and like buys the game and sees, holy shit, I need to pay an additional $75 to get everything else, that could be a little much.
A little intimidating, especially if like you're new to Smash and you don't know how characters play and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Also, Fighters Pass 2 was $30, so or $29.99, but they basically they bumped it up a bit. But obviously we're getting an extra
makes
character,
sense, an extra character. Yeah, I mean, like I said, and like they, to this day, right, there isn't like a Breath of the Wild DX that comes with that season pass, or a Splatoon DX that comes with the season pass stuff. So it's like, clearly they don't rebundle games. So yeah, it would be a little much to have 3 seasons worth of stuff to buy out of the box without Ultimate. So yeah, I do believe that they are the last 6 characters. Again, maybe some free echoes. We keep saying that, but I don't think it's gonna happen by this point. But I do think that's the end of the line for those.
Yeah, the only support I can see Smash getting after this, besides balancing, is very obviously spirits. I think spirits are just easy free content they can just push out whenever,
Yeah. I mean, we got the announcement of
we got Lotus
Warframe
from
spirits.
Warframe, which is extremely random because that launched like 2 years ago on the Switch. So
yeah. That one was really random. Like last time I was like, well, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was really caught off guard. If anything, though, like considering how big Warframe is of an online game in the West, like I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like Fortnite or Minecraft spirits at least, like in some capacity.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's gonna happen because just like Warframe is just so out there. It's not even like as big as Fortnite or Minecraft,
And I don't even associate it with Nintendo in any way.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah, like every other spirit we've had, like there's some kind of like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. But Warframe was one where like, okay, I guess it's on the Switch, I guess.
So moving from that, the next part of the column basically says Smash Ultimate will be complete. The DLC will take over a year to complete. That's what we mentioned before. Characters that join the battle is a heated topic, obviously. Sakurai does not decide the characters. Nintendo proposes the fighter. Sakurai gets the request. Nintendo and Sakurai then discuss with each other. And if there's not an agreement on the character, then it could be canceled. But it's never the case that a character would be canceled because of lack of ideas. So we sort of knew about this because Sakurai said, "Oh, I'm given a list and." Nintendo gives me a list and I choose from that, basically. We knew about that. But I think the extra detail of, like, we'll never cancel someone because of lack of ideas, I think that is pretty telling. And because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I just can't see this character making it because, what would they even do? Or how could they fight? And to a point, sure, but that seems to me that Sakurai, if he really wants a character, he'll just do it. Like,
we're talking about a game that has the villager from Animal Crossing as a fighter. Like, you could, that is the most peaceful character ever, and you could never have imagined that he'd, be fighting in Smash. But here he is throwing fucking bowling balls, gyroids, and everything.
And it's funny because I'm pretty sure Sakurai said it I could be wrong, during Smash 4 or something, but he said before they weren't sure how to put in Villager because, like you said, it's such a passive game.
Yeah.
And that's why he wasn't in, Brawl, even though Animal Crossing was, starting to get big around that time. So, just to show that Sakurai will put in as much creativity as possible just to make something work.
The thing about it, it's but did we know specifically that for Fighter Pass 2 that it's also Nintendo that chooses the characters? Because that's, interesting if it is.
Well, because I think I thought all the DLC was chosen that way. From my assumption, I thought all the DLC was chosen that way, which just makes by the way, Terry and Banjo really Nintendo themselves recommended these characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to think that the list of what Nintendo put was characters that they think would sell well, or what fans would want, because obviously they still want to make money. So obviously they're gonna put characters that they think would sell well. And they're gonna put characters that are Violet that are promotional characters,
Yeah, exactly. And they also, I think it's been said before that they run it by Sakurai though, right? Don't they usually at least tell him and he can give input. It's not like they force him to do it. If he really feels like this character is not something he wants to do, he doesn't have to, because he said that before.
No, it's a list of recommendations. It's not an order.
Yeah, exactly.
So they gave, what I'm assuming is they gave Sakurai a huge list of here are characters that that we'd like to see in the game, and then he can choose from those.
Exactly. Yeah. And and then they can base how much would it cost, to how we gotta talk to the companies, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that's where it's if there's not an agreement. So obviously Sakurai is gonna be I don't see this character being fun to play, or blah blah blah, stuff like that. Again, it's not lack of ideas. It's a combination of what Nintendo wants and what Sakurai thinks would be the best for the game.
Right. Did we ever talk? I don't think we ever talked about that rumor that popped up about Sora, right? Where apparently what was it? Was it that they approached them to first Sora and they said no?
Oh, well, okay, I think there was some a misinterpretation, because I don't think that was fact. I think what that guy said was, he could imagine that if, they approached,
Square Japan, right?
Or something up.
Right.
He said he could imagine that if they were approached for it, that they would have turned it down. But that doesn't mean that it was. He's just saying, in his opinion, that's probably what would keep Sora out of the game if that's what happened,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's that for that. What's next on the
so then,
tweet
following that, because they're adding so many more fighters to Smash, the goal for Sakurai is further away. To work on the same product for so long is really testing his patience, but he's trying to keep Smash fresh with unique experience and surprises. So again, in my opinion, that leads me to believe that he's choosing characters based on what he think would be fun to play and what people want, in combination of what Nintendo is proposing to him.
Mm-hmm. And also the fact that it means like he's not working on like it's not like he's doing the thing where a lot of people thought, oh, maybe he's kind of like supervising the DLC while working on something else. Like, no, he's full on in the DLC. That's like his thing right now.
Yeah, I think he was pretty hands-on with the Smash 4 DLC too. So,
yeah.
Definitely, this man still goes so hard for just everything he does.
Man.
So I gotta appreciate that. Thinking about the progress of the Dragon Quest Hero Fighter and the reception of Terry, there's no job like working on Smash. In real time, working with video game history and knowledge, it's a type of role that really suits Sakurai, and it's really an honor. I mean, yeah, that's obviously, like, Sakurai, you can tell, is very passionate about gaming in general, so this is just, like, you know, he wants to, like he said, he wants to bring in as many new worlds and make Smash the biggest crossover that he can.
Exactly. It's like, he gets to
progress on the Dragon Quest Hero, by the way, like, to me, that's still the character with the most amount of stuff going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering you have 4 different models with costumes and every single move on down B, that's wild. Like, Dragon Quest Hero has so much put into him.
Yeah, he's definitely a crazy worked out character. And yeah, like he mentions those two specifically because we know those are like franchises he really loves and that he grew up with, so it means a lot to him that he was able to not only bring that to the fans, but like for himself to be like, I basically helped make this happen, and that's crazy.
Yeah, again, there's elements of all these characters that Sakurai wants to put in for himself too, you know, because he appreciates the history.
Sure.
While working on Smash, he can't take on new projects, so obviously that means he's not working on anything until the DLC is done. Possibility of me directing a new game idea is becoming less and less. Overall, Sakurai wants to work to make other people happy. So again, guys, like, even though it's really easy to say, oh, why this character's stupid, why are they in the game? Sakurai just knows that no matter what, someone's going to be happy at a character's inclusion. Like, that's all that matters to him, you know?
Do you also think, because we'll talk about, like, the future, what's going to happen there, but it's like, do you also think that means he's not going to direct the next project? Because he says it in a way of, like, me directing a new game idea is becoming less and less as if, like, he never will. Like, I didn't know.
Like, he's never going to do anything after this. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's an exaggeration. I think maybe he's saying, like, oh, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I keep working on Smash. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so far away with all the DLC. I don't think this means the man's quitting. I hope that I hope it means that the man is taking a break at least.
Yeah.
But I can't see this man quitting. I feel like he has way too much, you know, unique ideas to offer to just step out now. Even if Ultimate is probably super draining for him to work on.
Yeah.
But you know, and obviously, we'll talk about like what another Smash game could mean later. But I feel like it will definitely be a while before anything like a new Smash comes out. But like I feel like it's just an eventuality. It sells units. If Sakurai or if Nintendo puts out like a brand new console, like, you know, not like a Switch Plus, but like something brand new. Obviously, there's gonna be a Smash for it eventually. So
yeah, for sure.
After that, he goes on to say that the act of adding a fighter to Smash makes a lot of players happy and has an impact in the original game. So again, like I said, he just wants to make people happy. He knows any content is content that people will like.
Good content.
In the world, people have a lot of different roles. There are a lot of different game designers in that small sphere of Sakurai. So, you know, again, he's just acknowledging that Smash is big, but there's so much more out there. You know?
Exactly. I know. He's being humble as always.
Sakurai's been assigned to work with a bunch of other titles and help them together. In that case, Sakurai has to keep moving forward.
That's really interesting.
I don't know what that means. You know?
That's weird. I get like maybe I don't know, maybe he gives input on other Nintendo projects and shit. Like, I have no idea. That's a weird one.
See, like, to be like, so okay, I'll say this. As far as Kirby goes, the last game that Sakurai was ever credited on as like a supervisor was Amazing Mirror. So like, it's not that he's like seeing his old franchises or whatever. I feel like that has to mean that there are probably other games in Sora Limited that they're working on that he's not involved with. You know what I mean? Because I mean, there are other people in that company working on stuff, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wonder.
Either that or like that. Either or there's some Nintendo titles that we just obviously don't know about because we're not getting it direct ever.
Yeah, exactly. Or we just don't look at the credits and see that Sakurai is mentioned.
That's also true. I mean, there could be a lot of titles that are just like, special thanks all Nintendo or whatever, exactly. or special thanks other staff, and he's just like included in that and not name dropped directly. So
yeah, for sure.
And then he ends up by saying, if there's a new Smash, it wouldn't have as much content as Ultimate. It's best to enjoy it while it lasts. He's been working continuously for almost 8 years on Smash, and he will continue to work hard. Which, the whole 8 years thing, that is pretty much true, because if you think about the turnaround time on when Smash 4 wrapped up with all its DLC, and then you go right into Ultimate, I mean, that must have just been a straight shot, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's pretty crazy. Insane. But yes, the big taker here is, if there's a new Smash, it would not have as much content as Ultimate. And to me, like, I feel like at that point, just port Ultimate. I understand each Smash, they sort of want to make it a new experience. But for me, at least, and I know, like, Ultimate, he said Ultimate is just, like, a cool word. It doesn't mean the last. But to me, at least, it's like, this is just this is like such a retro, like, here's all the stages from the past. Every character, new characters. It just feels like this is like the last hurrah. Like, this is the Smash game. You know what I mean? So it'd be weird to go into a new Smash game with like not all that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we'll add on to that topic because like that last part of the column. Yeah, he says like, I can't say for sure if the Smash series will continue. The people at Nintendo who are in charge of this series and I are not thinking about the future at all. It's not really good for the long-term future of the series to add new characters to new content to Ultimate, but by putting out little by time, we can make Ultimate last longer. So because of that, these 6 fighters are really extra additions. So yeah, that all feeds into our like big conversation of like what the future of Smash is. It's so weird because like Ultimate is we're kind of like living history, and we kind of like sometimes take it for granted that like this is the kind of shit that in like 20 years people are gonna be talking about, like iconic video games and iconic video game times to live in, where people were speculating like crazy and all this shit. And it's like, it's just so weird to think that we're gonna live in a world where Smash's roster isn't growing like crazy, but that it's like, I think my personal belief of like, I think that the next Nintendo console is going to have Smash Ultimate, kind of like Mario Kart, where it's Smash Ultimate DX, and it has all the characters, and we get some additional stuff.
Maybe some gameplay changes, because, like, I think at this point, that's the only way you're going to satisfy fans, right? Because, like, Ultimate is the massive fan service, and then if you go to a game that just is cutting stuff like characters and stages that you all had before, people are gonna be like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
People are gonna be like, well, like, I want this character and this character was cut. Why is this character cut? Like, I feel like it's just the best way to avoid all of that is just to bring Ultimate back and keep adding more content. But to that he says though, it's not really good for the long-term future to just add new content to Ultimate, which I understand, like, a game has to end at some point.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like that's just the best way to go about it, is just to keep updating Ultimate, because, like, why would you throw away, like, everything that you have in that game? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think it's that argument we've heard before that at some point DLC is only appealing to a certain crowd, as opposed to a sequel game that no matter what reinvigorates like a new audience and like big marketing. Like, obviously no matter what, like, Smash DLC characters aren't getting TV ads, right? They're not getting like these massive, like, obviously they get like the direct announcements and stuff, but they're not getting these massive marketing pushes like it's a new Smash game. So it's like, no matter what, every series, every fighting game, like, that's why Street Fighter does, Championship Edition, because it's an excuse to remarket the game, have ads for it and all this shit. It's like, and that's any sequel. Like, it's like Overwatch 2, right? The only reason they're having an Overwatch 2 is so that people see that on the box and go like, oh shit, okay, this is a brand new game. Because if they keep adding content, then I guess they're only serving the people that have stuck with them, or like the people that are gonna randomly buy the game again.
And you know what? It is true. Like I will say this, like in that regard, because I'm sure a lot of people have been there where like you play Overwatch and then you get bored or you lose interest. You leave the game, right? You come back in a few months. Here's all these maps and all these new heroes, and you're like, what's going on?
What happened? Yeah, exactly.
This move doesn't do the same thing anymore. Like, it can be intimidating to, like,
for
jump back into a game or pick up a game where it feels like you've been left out.
Yeah.
Like, as you said earlier, if I was, like, a little kid and I like, bought Ultimate, I saw all the fighters, like, even if I have to unlock them, I'd probably be like, holy shit, there's so much here. You know what I mean? So maybe in that regard, it does make sense to re-release the game, like make a new game with like not as much, for newer audiences. But at the same time, I feel like Smash is so big right now that anything less than having everything back is just gonna dissatisfy a lot of people.
Yeah, like it's such a what a fucking weird position, because like no matter what, like. I honestly think though that I think Smash Ultimate's kind of gonna be like the new Melee. Where I think no matter what the new thing is, and we'll talk about what we think the new thing will be, I think no matter what, Smash Ultimate will kind of be that background game that keeps people, like, that keeps fans in, and eventually, will fade out, because eventually people will be like, oh, you guys need, like, people need to move on, and obviously Melee still has stuff going on, but it's like, I think...
Well, right, I mean, it's a matter of what the new game does as opposed to the old game. So, like, a lot of the reason why people jump ship and there's no, like, Smash 4 events really anymore is because, Ultimate has a lot of the same, like, sort of design with, like, the characters, and, like, it's just a more polished experience, a more fun experience, because, a lot of people were sick of, like, Smash 4's metagame, broken DLC, and just how slow-paced a game was. So, because Ultimate and Melee, even though they're very fast-paced games, they're still very different. So it's a matter of if the next Smash game is different enough from Ultimate to justify leaving Ultimate behind. And I feel like no matter what, like you said, I can definitely see Ultimate being a legacy title that people still play like Melee, because it's going to be so beloved with all these characters in the game,
Yeah, exactly. I think this game will last forever. Again, like it's because it's such a wonderful thing, and by the end of it, we're going to have some 80-something characters, and I just think that... Yeah, I also talked about this on Twitter, like, I think it was, like, 2 weeks ago. An underrated aspect about Smash, which is kind of cool, of, like, there's technically 100 different characters you can play as. Like, whether it's, like, Alf, or the 8 different Koopas, or one female variant of each character, or male, whichever, like, if you count one. There's, like, about 100 different characters you can play as, and I think that's, like, understand how cool that is. It's just like,
the costumes for sure, and all the alternate costumes are really, really amazing. And exactly. A lot of people say, oh, why don't we get like alternate costumes for characters as DLC? And I think I do agree. I do think that's a weird like area they haven't been pushing or ever monetized on Smash. But at the same time, it's amazing that we get all of these alts just for free, like with the character. Like exactly. So many times in fighting games, it's like, you want this color? Pay us like $1.
Yeah, like of course I would like. Honestly, to me, I wouldn't even mind if it if when the fighter pass ended, and a way they can add content is like costume packs. Like I think that would be a cool way to monetize.
More mini costumes, more anything small, like Spirit Battle. I just want to see this game supported as long as possible. Yeah, even though Sakurai says it's not going to just keep adding content. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll see about that.
In that regard, it's gonna be weird when there's like a new Smash game and we have to speculate about who gets cut again. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's always the first thing when people come. Yeah, who's getting people always go, oh, who's new, right? But also a lot of people before Smash Ultimate are like, all right, who's getting axed? Yeah. Who's not coming back? Well, this character's
Everyone
was
so sure Cloud was gonna be gone, right? Everyone was like, Square's hard to work with. He's gone. Well, first, my first question before we get into what we think the new game will be: do you think Sakurai will direct the next Smash game, whatever that is?
Oh man, that's hard. I think I can honestly see him being he would still be on the project, but he'd be like a director, and someone else would come in, only because I can tell that this man he is so like he's worked so hard on Smash, and I feel like he enjoys it, but he wants to do new things. I can tell that there's that want to do new things in Sakurai.
And it's like scary, right? Like he said, they're not even thinking about the future because it's scary for them to even think, what the fuck do you do with this franchise later,
Yeah, like they're not even considering it. And I think that's from a place of like, how do you go up from Ultimate, and also from a place of he really wants to do new things. Like he just doesn't see himself working on a new Smash. So I feel like there's no way, Sakurai will always be there. He'll be there to co-develop. Like, he's not gonna leave like this series behind entirely. I think that's just not gonna happen. But I think I can definitely see him being more of a supervisor than a director on the next title.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think what'll happen is that there will be a new director and like a lot of the staff working on it, and he'll be working on another project, but he'll definitely want to heavily supervise what's going on, because knowing him, like he's said before how whenever like when Brawl was gonna happen, right, and they said we're gonna do it with or without you, so are you in or not, and he was so worried that he was like, okay, I gotta work on this. So I don't think it's gonna be to that extent where he becomes director again, but I think no matter what, he wants to have some hands-on there, right? To be like, okay, don't do this, please. Make sure you
make sure that the image of the series is maintained, and they're making like decisions that would like work for like that would fall in line with other tile for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously he's getting older, right? It's like he's gonna be like right
now.
I
mean, he doesn't age though. To be fair, I don't think Sakurai ages.
No. He is limitless. But it's like so the next Smash game. It's such a hard question.
So okay, obviously the first question we have to ask ourselves is, when would Nintendo make a brand new console? And I don't mean like a Switch revision,
right?
Which honestly,
you mean like,
I can see Switch revisions all the way to like 2025. You know what I mean? Like this console, one is selling like hotcakes. Two doesn't even have like its full like potential unlocked yet. Because we see like Switch Mini, they're willing to do alternate versions of it. I think we'll get like a Switch Plus or a Switch or a more powerful Switch. I feel like that's in the cards for far future. So like I honestly don't even see a new Nintendo console for at least like 2025, like this is gonna be supported for a long time. Because imagine how long the 3DS was supported,
Yeah, but like see there, I think it's a little different, right? Because there was a console. There was always it used to be that there was always a console and a handheld. But yeah, like it's like now it's a hard conversation of, because it's both. Are they going to go the route where they spend, 8 to 9 years with it like a usual handheld? Or are they going to take the route of a traditional console where after year 7, you want to have something new out there? Because I could see it like right now we're 2020, came out 2017. Yeah, I guess 2024 would be maybe when we start hearing about the next console. Like next year we'll get the Switch Pro, and then that'll last a few years. Yeah, I could see next Switch in general being 2024, 2025, like you said.
So, like I said, so obviously that you only get new Smashes when there's new consoles to push.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when there's a new Nintendo console, I guess the question is like, when a Smash will come out probably like a year or 2 years in. Yeah, I'd imagine, because that's what Ultimate was. So I guess the question is, what direction do they push? Because obviously they said a future game won't have as much content. So what they would need to do is take older stuff and just make it new. And so what I mean by that is and this is something that people have like complained about, like rightfully so. Character movesets for old characters have not been updated. Like DK, Mario, they just don't. They aren't reflective of what a modern Donkey Kong or modern Mario title is. So I feel like first off, you have to take the older fighters and just remix them. Like give them a new coat of paint, new moves, just redo them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
because
make it as brand new. You have to make it as a brand new as a Smash experience as you can.
Exactly.
If you're not gonna
because
make
someone who buys Smash today, right? Like let's say you were born in 2006. And you're 14 years old. if you see Mario's down B, you have no fucking idea what the hell FLUDD is. Like, you don't know why Mario is spraying.
Or why Mario has a cape. Even that's even obscure. Like he uses it as a power up in Mario World to fly, not to reflect things.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, when was the last time Mario emphasized the fire flower? As his regular attack. That used to be a big deal in the retro games. And obviously the point is that they're reflecting history. But I do think I think the biggest thing is that I think it's gonna be a reboot. Right, I think it's obviously
a reboot is quote unquote reboot. Obviously, the gameplay mechanics will be somewhat similar. I mean, I imagine that they're gonna try and alter some things and make it more fresh. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta just make this a ground one new experience. Because at this point, Smash is big, right? But at this point, I feel like it's only pulling in existing fans, more and more existing fans and Nintendo fans. And you gotta make this appeal to the broadest audience possible. People who don't have the biggest idea of Nintendo or all these characters.
Do you think it stays it's if they're rebooting, are they still sticking to the gameplay formula of get the percentage up, throw your opponent out, or do they do something else like a health bar or more traditional?
I feel like those have to be things that would be gameplay features, but not the core. The core has to be the platform fighting. Knock him out of the ring, spite KL, Blast Zone, that sort of stuff has to stay intact. You also probably have to keep, the A and B sort of Cure Force specials, directional specials, and directional attacks. Because the point of Smash Ultimate is that all the moves are pretty basic to do. That's another important design philosophy. So
exactly.
That's the core. Other than that, they can just do what they want. You know what I mean? How you do it, the point A to point B. As long as point A and point B are the same, how you get there is what's gonna change,
Because I feel like if you're rebooting, then I don't think the franchise is I think maybe it won't be, hey, here's a celebration of the games industry. I really maybe think it might just be Nintendo, and I think it might be modern Nintendo, and how it's just it's such a weird thing to have. Let's say NES, right? Let's say they give him a new moveset, but what does that mean for Ness when he hasn't been relevant?
Obviously, when Ness doesn't have a game like that, then he's just not, you know what I mean? He can't.
He might not make
Some characters just can't be updated, and that's fine, because I think that's fine. They reflect what they were from, But then, like I said, characters like DK, characters even Samus, it'd be cool to have Samus use some more of the, different stuff she did in Metroid Prime to just bomb, missile,
maybe in Metroid Prime 4, obviously we're gonna know from the new style is, right?
And then they could work with Metroid. This is Metroid Prime Samus, and this is a sleek design from Metroid Prime 4, and that's what I mean. Updating the old to be completely new and changing the gameplay enough to where you have the core platform mechanic, but maybe there's some new command or new things that all the characters can do, you know what I mean? Because, something like universal air dodging, you know how air dodging was brought back where it's here's directional air dodging from Melee, something like a mechanic like that they bring back where it's universal and every character can do it, but it's a unique thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing though that I think they really should implement is a special, a ultimate attack, because one of the coolest things in competitive fighting games is, think about a game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? Someone pulling off their special move, that's hype, right? Or in Street Fighter when someone pulls the ultimate move,
the supers are
hype.
flashy supers and finishers.
And that's what I think Smash needs, because the Smash Ball is cool, but people don't use it competitively. I think the biggest gameplay change they gotta make is implement a special move thing that's actually balanced, and that I don't know, maybe it's universal across characters. Obviously, some can do more damage than others because they're heavy. But I really do think there needs to be a special. Something that is flashy and that when it happens on screen, you're oh shit, yes, I pulled this off,
So, you know what they could do? They could go to route. I could see this being done. I could see them going the Street Fighter route. And by what I mean by that is, the final Smash meter, right? Let's say that the meter is always there, and you can do, powered up special moves for every character.
Yeah.
Because then that way, if you do it where every character has, here's a powered up version of their special move, then I could understand justifying not having every single character, because, you know, that would be a lot of extra work.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have, like, every character do, like, a super power special move, but if you save the meter, you can do, like, their ultimate attack, which is like the final smash.
Exactly.
Except, like, you know, maybe it's more balanced. Like, maybe, you know, it doesn't kill super early or doesn't do as much damage.
Exactly.
But, you know, just something like that. And I agree, because, like, you know, competitive Smash, it's really intense. You know, people do these crazy combos, and you're like, oh my god. But, you know, the big blowout moments with, like fighters and everything, that's, like, you know, that could definitely be, like, the extra level of hype that they add to the game, you know?
Yeah, like, I think that's the biggest thing, because literally Smash is the only modern-day fighting game that has no, like, ultimate or special move that, like, pops up on screen.
Yeah, because, like, you know, like you said, you know, Smash Bros. Are cool, but, like, let's be honest, like, people like you or me who play online, or, like, without items, or just, you know, play in general, like, in a more competitive mindset, you see the final Smash, like, in the trailer, or, like, you know, during, like, your classic mode run, you're like, that's neat, and then you never use it again, you never see it again.
Exactly. It's like, I think if they were all, like, universally the same, like, you know, like, it's like the same range, and they all do the same set amount of, like, damage or push distance, I think that would do, like, I think that
would be fair. That would be fair, because, you know, then you would know, like, you know, oh, this is a general area I have to play around. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I gotta be careful, because, oh shit, their meter is full, and if I'm standing specifically, like, in this distance from them, even whether it's in the air or the ground, then I'm a little fucked. So it's like, I feel like that could be like a really smart pull there, because in any fighting game, I mean, most of them, I mean, some you could do from a distance. But it's like a lot of them have to, like in Street Fighter, you have to be like right next to your opponent to pull off your special most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. There's like a little range, but for sure.
So I think that's gonna be a big one. But yeah, like I'm with you, where I think the biggest appeal is gonna be, okay, Smash is modern now, and I think, like, for example, Mario will have, I don't know how you can implement Cappy, right? But, like, you know, it could be a mechanic, I think Game Explain pointed this out, where it could be a mechanic where if you throw Cappy at your opponent, it, like, hits them 3 times and something, and then bounces back out, you know? Something kind of cool like that.
Or like, you know, his side beam instead of the keep, like, let's say, like, he tosses out Cappy, it hangs out, and then, like, if you do it in the air and you jump again, you can do, like, the hat bounce, and that can help your recovery or something. You know, just cool stuff like that. Like, if you make the old fighters, like, as new as possible, and you give them a lot of new bells and whistles, I think that would be very justified in, like, you know, making cuts, as well as, like, adding new special, like, new, like, super special moves, or ultimate attacks, stuff like that, you know?
I mean, like,
because also another element that that I didn't even, like, think about, and it just came to my head now, with like how the game can be sort of intimidating from a fighting game standpoint. Like, if you're anyone who knows fighting games will notice, when you a game with a roster as big as Ultimate, you're like, how many fucking matchups? Like, how much do I have to know about every character? You know what I mean? Like, that's also intimidating from a fighting game standpoint, to have a massive roster like that. You're like, oh my god, I need to, like, keep all this, like, so much stuff in mind about every single character, you know what I mean?
Especially as more and more come in. Like, it's also, I always have to, like, whenever people tell me, how do I get into the game, my first big advice is, you gotta basically play as every character, or play a match against every character, because you gotta know what your opponent's moveset is, right? Like, that applies to any fighting game, because if you don't know what the fuck is coming to you, then you're screwed. So obviously, a game like Smash, where there's 70, almost near 80 characters, you gotta know, it can be, like, really intimidating, right?
So yeah, so I think if they scale the roster down, but they make the inclusions, like we said, if they scale the roster down, but they make the inclusions really, like, super polished and add a lot more of what the characters can do, I think that would be a very good middle ground for making Smash feel fresh, maintaining the, like, game, like, you know, the standard gameplay of Smash, but while also, like, making it more friendly for newcomers, you know?
Right. Do you think, now this is a big one, and this is a big if, I don't know if they would do it. Do you think they would go 3D arena or no? Like,
I think. Okay. Here's what I could imagine. Not 3D. Obviously, I think if you do a 3D fighter, you're just sort of throwing out what Smash really is about.
Right. Yeah.
But a more dynamic camera, sort of like how it works in fighters, or you know, Guilty Gear where like some moves like the camera does like it's moving all over the place or it's like it's spinning around. I think you know, for the powered up special moves or the ultimate attacks, if there's like a more dynamic camera like all the time, that could also add a lot to the game. You know?
For sure. Because like in general, we're moving. I've noticed like in all fighting games, like whether it's Fighters or Guilty Gear that's coming, or even like a lot of ones that are coming out. It's in what's called Grand Blue. It's like it's all about right now. Quick and flashy moves, right? Like you want a match to look super cool and dynamic, and you don't want it to drag on forever, right? There's very few, like the only slow-paced fighter we have now is maybe like Samurai Showdown, because it's not about big combos, it's just about like big hits.
Really big hits, and it's
exactly.
Big beefy damage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so it's like most of them are about like here's like you want to be able to pull off flashy moves and feel satisfied, and you also want the audience to feel satisfied, right?
Yeah, and I will say Smash Ultimate was very good about that because it added
for sure.
The added back like more combos. It added back the lightning when you get a KO like a killer KO. That's just super satisfying. Like you talk about the pacing of the game. That's really why Smash 4 like died. I mean, aside from Bayo, but like Smash 4 was just like, even though I like the more defensive gameplay, we both know damn well how long Smash 4 games would go on. It'd feel like we're in purgatory.
Yeah, Smash 4 was forever.
Just staring at each other, jumping and shielding, and like not afraid to make a move. And Ultimate, I think, fixes that for the most part. Matches don't really drag on in Ultimate for the most part,
Yeah, that's crazy to think about how. Yeah, just like I remember, I think there was like a lot of complaints back then that Smash 4 was like taking so much tournament time just because of that.
Yes, it was. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I
like,
remember that.
Smash 4 tournaments would run late, all the time.
Yeah,
they would
I
run
remember that.
because games would take so long.
yeah, it's crazy, but it's like. Yeah, it's so hard to think. Yeah, so obviously, but like a 3D arena, I don't think they would do it, but I agree with you that it would be cool to, get dynamic camera moments of like, hey, you dunk on someone with a forward smash, the camera like switches around, or you get like when you get that final hit on someone, it like does a big,
in Tekken 7 where it like goes slow mo when characters are about to clash, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I could imagine that would be something that would be limited to 1v1s, because that's also the problem with Smash is the multiplayer, and like having a dynamic camera in a setting where there's a lot of people on screen would just be really disorienting. So I think they have to push that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they did more of like a 1v1 push on the next Smash. The multiplayer's still here, it's still important, but like this is gonna be like this is the Smash for like the actual like competitive scene.
Because
which I thought Ultimate was pretty good at, but still
Because that's the thing. To me, honestly, if you're gonna reboot it, you need to justify the reboot. Like you need to show me why this needed to be restarted, other than licensing is really hard and we can't have all these characters all the time, right? It's like they really need to push that, like, no, this is really a reimagining. Obviously there's the fundamental percentage and knockout, but we really need to justify why we are starting from scratch, why you only have maybe 15 characters at launch, why everything is different. Like I think that's gonna be a big emphasis, like maybe it is that it's so hard to think because, maybe it is there's no third-party characters. Maybe it is just going to be Nintendo. And they'll make it a big deal when, like, a character, like, I don't know, when, what's a fucking character that came later? Smash, like, I'm dying. Like Bowser Jr. Like, if they bring back Bowser Jr., they need to make that, like, a big event, right? Or even if they brought back a character like, Princess Peach, but they made her, like, crazy badass, right? It's like, they need the first character reveals to feel as cool as possible, like I'm not gonna be satisfied if we see like Peach do another down throw into her umbrella and her little toad. So it's like I think they want it to be that every time, like they don't want to do a thing where, like obviously like any fighting game, the reveal trailer will have a few characters, but I think they'll want to make it a big deal even when they like the fact that Luigi's trailer should look cool and different says something about that, Right,
like I can imagine it going down where like, you know, you want that wow factor. Like I said, like, you
Yeah.
know, you said about like Peach, but also like, you know, we said earlier, Samus. Like, imagine like, you know, you have big bulky Samus on screen, and then like, oh wait, what's this? This is Metroid Prime 4 Samus, and then she starts doing like shit from Metroid Prime, and she's like flying all over the place, and then like, let's even take Bowser, because Bowser's kind of an outdated design. Like, you got like a more modern Bowser, and he's like doing things like shooting fireballs, not breathing fire, and he's like, you know, maybe he has like a Final Smash that's like something from like, you know, whatever the new Mario title is, or he has like something from Odyssey. Like, you would be like, whoa, this is like really different. You know what I mean?
And you gotta think like 8 years from now, like whenever they have one, it's like there's gonna be crazy animations that they will have learned and know how to do, right? Maybe it's gonna have more of an art style this time, because now it's just, you know, polished 3D models. But maybe the next game will have like an art style. I don't know what kind of.
And I think if they do that direction, they do go in art style. I think that's when it would be like more Nintendo focused, because I think part of the reason why you know, Smash Ultimate's like general style is just like ridiculous polish is because Sakurai wants to be as faithful to these third-party characters and just you know, the Nintendo characters too, but he wants to be as faithful to these characters as he can with their visuals, right? Like, that's why like Banjo looks like ridiculously out of place, but that's because he looks like Banjo, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think if they did a Smash game that was more stylized, they would have to, it would be more of a Nintendo focus, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's part of, like, you know, Brawl, I would say, out of all the Smash games, Brawl had the most visual difference, because where it was like, oh, this is like super like serious, gritty. Like look at the textures. And I think, you know, the third party characters they chose sort of fit with that, because, you know, Snake is Snake, you know what I mean? So we'd have to see. We'd have to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be so weird and interesting. But yeah, like I said, it's like, even like, I feel like, I think they just have to, if they make the sequel, it has to be the essence of Smash, because it's in a weird position where, think of every fighting game in history, right? All of them, other than like characters, they iterate, right? It's all about like, what's the new mechanic, what mechanic is dropped, what mechanic is this. But because Smash is like a crossover game, and it's also a game about like, you know, and even Smash has been iterating to this day, right? Like, we know Street Fighter 6 is gonna be, obviously it's gonna be like a new art style, but it's gonna be, you know, fundamental Street Fighter with new characters and new mechanics. And then you have a game like, you know, we'll know that we know Guilty Gear, right? The next one is Guilty Gear, but obviously wilder and with different mechanics. But with Smash, right, since they're kind of gonna go for a refresh, it has to like feel that way. Like, yeah, like if you're going back from 100 to like 80 something characters to like 10 to 15, then they've got to be wildly different, right? Like, it would be crazy if like, because then people would be really pissed of like, wow, you cut everyone and like these characters play the same and feel the same. Like, it's got to feel distinct, it's got to feel different. And yeah, I think maybe they would ditch more of the party aspect. Like, maybe they would maybe the next director fully embraces that Smash is mainly seen as a fighting game, and yeah, maybe they'll have items on and stuff, but maybe it'll be very few items and stuff, you know. Maybe it will be like, we're focusing on the gameplay to give you like the top quality gameplay you've ever had.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, part of Smash's success, they're never gonna leave behind, like, you know, the casual audience. That is the main people who buy Smash, because like, you know, the competitive scene is only like maybe like 5. I'm exaggerating. I have no specific numbers. Maybe like 5 or 7% of like the actual community at large. So like, but I would definitely like to see, you know, have all these fun casual aspects and definitely like, you know, embrace that. But also like, you know, competitive scene, we're here. Like, we're gonna make this the definitive like 1v1 Smash experience. Blah blah blah. That sort of thing. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, it's got to be radically different. And you know, when you mention mechanics, it's kind of funny, because like, Smash doesn't really add a new mechanics, it just tweaks them. Really. Like with air dodging, you know what I mean? Like, that's an example. Like how air dodging, it was like melee style, and then it wasn't for Brawl and Smash Bros. Now it's back to the melee style, you know? If they definitely I think new mechanics should be prioritized. That for sure, you know, I'm with you on that. Get you that A to B of getting your opponents to the blast zone, make it more unique. I said, I think super like special like EX moves would be really welcome, because that would just add more to what all the characters can do if you're gonna have less characters. Right. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think the only way to pitch a new Smash game, if you're not gonna have it on the same content scale as Ultimate, is to make it as brand new of an experience as possible. Right.
Do you think it would be like, do you think it's possible that they really, because I know they have it in Smash Ultimate with the fuck is that mode called that I played? The team squad strike, right? Where squad strike, it's like, do you think they would implement that in the main game where your first stock can be a character and your second one is a different character you pick, or they keep it that?
Yeah, no, I think that would be great. I mean, I think that's those are just some sort of gameplay competitive features, competitive gameplay features, and just fun modes that would be fun to have. Because it'd be really cool. Every Smash players, you don't just. I mean, some people only main one character, but a lot of people they say, I like to play a handful of characters. How cool would that be? You have this is in the same set. You rotate between all these characters. Because, actually, you know what? In Smash Tour, you collected those fighters, and that basically happened in Smash Tour, right?
Yeah.
So, just something like that.
Exactly.
You have so much potential for wacky and fun, modes in Smash.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the sort of, gameplay mechanics, gameplay features, and, making things, sort of fresh as possible is the only way to continue the series, I think, if you're going to cut stuff.
So, I mean... Yeah, that's that for that, and I think obviously we're gonna find that eventually, but right now we're still in Smash for Ultimate. I also do think my personal think is that for the next since they're not even thinking about it, I'm sure they're working on it. I really do think Smash Ultimate might just be ported to the next console too. Just to delay even more time before they have to. Well, I'm sure they'd be working on it in the background, but it's I'm sure they would port Smash Ultimate, have it a deluxe edition, with everything in it, because that's really valuable. It's to get all of that content for just $60 if they retail it. With every costume, everything in it, that's still a really good package.
Yeah. Obviously, the only time that they've ever done that was with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Exactly.
And that makes sense because the Wii U was just sort of the Wii U flopped, so they wanted to get more people to play 8, and also they're here's all the DLC and some new stuff, and then people, it's all bundled, so it gives the people a reason who bought Mario Kart 8 and a Wii U to get the game again. So
yeah, exactly. Cool. So anyways, those are our thoughts on the future of Smash. Let us know what you guys think will come in the future. Let us know what you thought in general. And so we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.